This right here, everybody, is one upset man. Our projects around here are always many stepped and many that are unanticipated. So
it ain't all peaches and cream around here.
he says it ain't all peaches and cream around here. And that's true. I think it's important to document some of the challenges, and I've definitely shared that with you all over time. Everything needs maintenance. Our stream bridge needs some maintenance, which is what we're doing today. A lot of the boards are rotten, and he worked really hard to save screws, and the boards just aren't giving them up. So Sawzall cut some of them, not all of them, and then bust out the sledgehammer. And we'll haul all those boards back. They're not treated, to one of our brush piles. And then we will fill in this gap with other boards we have. There's our rehabbed bridge. Pretty good. Gets us across the creek, which is currently dry, and repurposes a lot of boards in varying stages of decay and hardness. So they'll last a while, and then we'll replace again as needed. You can see the creek is dry. And you might ask, well, why don't you just go buy a bunch of new treated boards, and then it'll minimize the time that you have to redo it. And that's not what we found. Treated boards around here don't hardly last long enough for the money they're worth. So we just try to keep using what we got. Now, right over here, I tried to show you this earlier, but Steve busted out the Sawzall because he needed it, and I think it was too loud. There's a couple beauties right in here that we got to hang out by doing this project. That's Woodoats, inland sea oats, river oats, I've heard them called all these things. Chasmanthium, look at those seeds. My gosh, they're so cool. They're really flat. Beautiful colors, native grass. We love native grasses. There are so many really interesting ones for different habitat types. In this area, we've just got some interesting plants. This is the flowering raspberry, Rubus odorata. They are finished for the season, but the fruits are really quite yummy. They don't have a ton, so we usually just let the wildlife eat most of them, but they are yummy. There are some of the pawpaws we planted here that are doing the best. This isn't really a pawpaw site, probably because we're a little bit too wet for them, but this spot here is drained pretty well, and so they are growing fantastically. Right in here is a vine that's going to be kind of hard to make out, but they're climbing up some walnuts and some ash, and over the plants behind these front row of plants here, you can kind of see a tangle in there, and that is Apios americana, or groundnut. Spectacular maroon mauve colored flowers in the growing season. And when we planted these, we didn't realize, I should say this one, that they are dioecious, so male and female flowers on different plants. And therefore we've not had any pods. They haven't been able to get pollinated. And so we need to get some more groundnut in here. And that's one thing we have learned. Many plants are dioecious, a lot more than we thought would be. And so our new lesson to ourselves is to never just plant one, because we're likely to be disappointed when we realize we're now 5 or 6 years behind. I'll just give you one last look here. And just a little bit further commentary on the challenge of some of these projects. It's not because they're hard, it's just because we're still burnt out on some of this stuff. We hit it really, really hard here when we moved here in 2010, the autumn, and we had done already another house project together. We'd moved back and forth across the country 2 times together and been through a whole bunch of stuff before we even got together. And we are so glad we hit it hard on the planting, because now all these plants have had all those years to just grow. But we know that we still have to keep our spirits in good shape, and we do that by enjoying this nature preserve and going out and hiking and exploring and seeing how Mother Nature grows things. And then we come back here and sometimes we plant, sometimes we tend. We definitely do land management in the winter, which helps us beat the winter blues. But mostly we just really take it all in now and appreciate and give ourselves that rest and knowing that the planet knows what she's doing. And a lot of what she needs is time. And so we're good with that. We can do that. I mean, look at the pawpaws. They're like, just give us some time. We'll grow right here. We hit the sweet spot in the soil. Maybe in a few years we'll put on some pawpaws.